Martell Holt just dropped a bombshell that could flip love and marriage. Huntsville, upside down. He's claiming the entire show belongs to him right as shocking engagement drama explodes behind the scenes. Who's standing with him? Who's walking away? And what's really happening off-camera? Stick around, because this story is wilder than anything you've seen on screen. Martell Holt has just sent shockwaves through the entire love and marriage Huntsville universe with one jaw-dropping revelation. He's boldly claiming the show as his own and now finds himself entangled in a messy engagement drama that no one saw coming. Between behind-the-scenes battles for control and unexpected twists in his personal life, Martell has once again become the center of attention. But here's the real bombshell. The alliances forming around him could reshape the entire future of the series. Some are standing firmly by his side, while others are ready to cut ties for good. What's unfolding off-camera is proving to be far more explosive than anything we've witnessed on screen. Whether admired or criticized, Martell Holt has carved out a reputation as one of the most talked-about figures on reality TV. Known for his charm, controversies, and headline-making entanglements, Martell has never been afraid to stir the waters. But this time, he's gone even further, publicly declaring that love and marriage, Huntsville, belongs to him. That statement alone has fractured fan opinion, rattled his fellow cast members, and set social media ablaze. Adding fuel to the fire is his latest engagement scandal, which has fans questioning everything from his true intentions to whether the proposal was genuine or simply a storyline for cameras. In this deep dive, we're unpacking every piece of this unfolding saga, from Martell's bold claim of ownership to the cast's unfiltered reactions and the controversies surrounding his engagement. We're bringing the receipts and context you need to understand the chaos. And trust me, the revelations only get wilder as the story unravels. This isn't just another messy reality TV moment, it's a battle over power, image, and legacy. By the end, you'll see why Martell's latest moves could completely rewrite the future of love and marriage. Huntsville. To grasp why Martell's declaration struck such a nerve, you have to rewind to the show's beginnings. When Love and Marriage, Huntsville premiered in 2019, it promised to spotlight Black excellence, entrepreneurship, and the complexities of marriage in Alabama. The cast featured three powerhouse couples: Martell and Melody Holt, Marsa and Letitia Scott, and Morris and Kimmy Scott. At its heart, the series was about love, business, and friendship, but like all reality television, drama soon became the lifeline that kept viewers glued to the screen. From the very beginning, Martell Holt was positioned as one of the heartbeat figures of Love and Marriage, Huntsville. When the show premiered, it wasn't just about entrepreneurship, friendship, or even marriage in Alabama. It was about real people whose personal lives would unfold in front of millions. And for viewers, Martell's marriage to Melody Holt quickly became the emotional core of the series. Their relationship was layered. On one hand, they were a young, ambitious couple building businesses, raising a family, and presenting themselves as an image of Black excellence. On the other hand, beneath the polished exterior, their marriage was unraveling in ways that reality TV cameras could not look away from. Martell's infidelity became a central storyline, and eventually, the very public collapse of their marriage turned into one of the most dramatic arcs the franchise had ever seen. For better or worse, Martell's personal highs and devastating lows became the engine that powered the series forward. Fans tuned in not just for the business ventures or group dynamics, but because they were emotionally invested in what Martell and Melody represented: the love, the betrayal, the fallout, and ultimately, the resilience. Their story had everything a reality series craves: passion, conflict, heartbreak, and redemption. So, when Martell insists that the show is his, he's not making the claim in a vacuum. What he's really saying is that his life, his drama, his vulnerability, and his willingness to air his most intimate struggles on camera are what transformed the show from just another ensemble reality experiment into a cultural phenomenon. Without him laying it all bare, he argues, the show wouldn't have the same fire. And here's the complicated twist: he's not entirely wrong. Even fans who adore the ensemble dynamic admit that Martell's presence adds the unpredictability and spice that reality TV thrives on. His scandals, while messy, are what generate headlines, stir debates online, and keep audiences glued to their screens. Without him, would the show still be captivating? Probably, but would it hit the same emotional nerves or dominate social media trends the way it does now? That's where many agree Martell has a point. Still, this brings us to the bigger issue: ego. Martell's insistence that the show belongs to him, paired with his ambition to claim credit, puts him on a collision course with his fellow cast members and the production team. Reality TV thrives on balance. For a show like Love and Marriage, Huntsville to succeed, it needs a mix of storylines, romance, business ventures, personal growth, and yes, drama. If Martell becomes the singular focus, or worse, if he alienates the very people who share the screen with him, the delicate balance could crumble. That's why fans and critics alike are asking, how much longer can this fragile ecosystem hold before it falls apart entirely? Now, let's clarify one thing. While Martell may argue that he is the show, he didn't create it. The brains behind Love and Marriage, Huntsville belong to Carlos King, the reality TV mastermind who has built an empire out of capturing both chaos and authenticity on screen. Carlos, who previously worked on The Real Housewives of Atlanta and Hollywood Divas, is known for crafting reality concepts that put real people's stories at the forefront while keeping viewers on the edge of their seats. Love and Marriage, Huntsville was King's brainchild, designed to showcase successful African American couples in Huntsville navigating marriage, business, and friendship. The goal wasn't just entertainment, it was representation. At its core, the series was intended to challenge stereotypes and highlight Black excellence, while still acknowledging the very real struggles couples face. So when Martell now declares ownership of the show, he's essentially wading into a bigger debate: credit versus contribution. Who gets to own a reality show? The creator who built the concept, produced the structure, and made casting decisions, or the cast member whose personal life drives the narrative, whose scandals spark ratings, and whose name trends every time the show airs? Fans are fiercely divided on this. Supporters of Martell argue that without him, the show wouldn't have reached the cultural heights it has. They point to his messy marriage, his bold personality, and his willingness to put it all on camera as the main reasons people watch. In their eyes, Martell is the one taking the emotional hits, bearing the public judgment, the online backlash, and the reputation damage, so he deserves recognition, maybe even control. On the flip side, critics fire back with a different perspective. Martell may be entertaining, but that doesn't equate to ownership. The platform exists because Carlos King created it, OWN greenlit it, and an entire production team makes sure it runs smoothly. Without the structure, Martell wouldn't have a stage to air his drama in the first place. As one fan on Twitter cleverly wrote, Martell is confusing being messy with being a producer. There's a difference. And it's not just fans pushing back. Martell's castmates reportedly weren't thrilled about his claim either. For the Scott brothers Marcia and Morris, the show has highlighted their business ventures, family dynamics, and marital struggles, all of which have played significant roles in the series. They've contributed just as much to shaping Love and Marriage, Huntsville, as Martell has, even if their storylines aren't always as explosive. To them, Martell's statement feels dismissive, as if their lives and challenges are just background noise to his chaos. Then there's Melody Holt, Martell's ex-wife and one of the most beloved figures on the show. If anyone could contest Martell's claim, it's Melody. Her resilience after their divorce, her ability to rebuild her life, and her flourishing music and business ventures have all been powerful, inspiring arcs that keep fans rooting for her season after season. Many viewers argue that Melody has carried the show just as much, if not more, than Martell, simply because of the depth of her story and the emotional connection fans feel to her. As one online comment put it, "How dare Martell say this show is his when Melody is the reason we even tolerate him?" This clash of perspectives raises an important question for reality TV as a whole. What does it mean to be the owner of a story? Reality television is built on a symbiotic relationship between production and cast. Producers provide the stage, but it's the cast who breathe life into it. The magic happens when both sides contribute equally, producers shaping narratives and cast members living them. The danger comes when one side believes the scales tip entirely in their favor. By claiming ownership, Martell isn't just stirring up another storyline, he's challenging the very foundation of how reality TV works. If cast members start believing they are the show, what happens to the collaborative spirit that keeps these series alive? And more importantly, what happens to the relationships within the cast when one person elevates themselves above the rest? For Love and Marriage, Huntsville, this tension could either become a powerful new storyline or a breaking point. If producers lean into Martell's claim, it could spark even more drama, forcing castmates to defend their own contributions. But if Martell alienates too many people behind the scenes, it risks fracturing the group dynamic beyond repair. And, as any reality TV fan knows, fractured casts often spell the downfall of a franchise. At the same time, there's a deeper layer to Martell's statement that shouldn't be overlooked: strategy. Some insiders believe that his bold claim isn't just about ego, it could be a calculated move to position himself for more power behind the scenes. If Martell is eyeing a producer credit or a bigger role in shaping the show's direction, then his declaration of ownership may be less about recognition and more about leverage. In that sense, Martell could be playing a long game, one that shifts him from reality star to power player. Whether he's the villain hogging the spotlight, or the unsung hero who keeps the show alive, Martell Holt's presence cannot be denied. He is polarizing, magnetic, and messy, but he is also essential. His belief that Love and Marriage, Huntsville is his show, may not hold up legally or contractually, but culturally. That's where the debate gets complicated, because in reality TV, sometimes perception matters just as much as fact, and as long as fans keep arguing, as long as social media keeps buzzing, and as long as ratings stay strong, Martell Holt will remain exactly where he wants to be, at the center of the conversation. Fans wasted no time choosing sides. Supporters argue, he's right, without Martell's drama, there would be no show. Critics, on the other hand, fired back with comments like, being messy doesn't make you a producer. His castmates, meanwhile, weren't exactly thrilled either. Sources say many of them felt blindsided by his remarks. For the Scotts, Marcia and Morris, the show has always been a collective story, highlighting their businesses, marriages, and family dynamics. And Martell's ex-wife, Melody Holt, has made it clear she believes she's just as vital. Her resilience, post-divorce journey, and thriving career have all been cornerstones of the series. Martell's declaration, then, doesn't just stir up drama for fans, it risks alienating the very castmates who helped make the show a hit. And in reality TV, fractured relationships can be just as dangerous as ratings drops. What makes things even juicier is the timing. Martell's bold claim happened to coincide with a brand new wave of engagement rumors. For some, it raised the question, was Martell doubling down on the chaos to keep his name in headlines? Or was this simply another case of his personal life colliding with the cameras? The engagement buzz began innocently enough with photos and videos from an upscale event. Martell appeared extra affectionate with a rumored partner, and fans swore they spotted an engagement ring. In true internet fashion, speculation spread like wildfire. But this is Martell Holt. We're talking about a man whose name is practically synonymous with relationship drama. From his very public split with Melody, to infidelity scandals, to rumors linking him with other high-profile women, including Real Housewives star Sheree Whitfield. His love life has never stayed private for long, so when whispers of an engagement hit the timeline, reactions were split down the middle. Some fans cheered, hoping Martell was finally ready to settle down. Others rolled their eyes, convinced it was nothing more than a storyline stunt. Production insiders added fuel to that theory, suggesting Martell leaned into the engagement buzz to secure more screen time. Reality TV, after all, thrives on spectacle: weddings, divorces, fights, and yes, engagements. By teasing such a big milestone, Martell guaranteed himself a front-row seat at the center of the drama. And let's be honest, if Martell truly believes he's the face of the franchise, wouldn't it make sense for him to stage or exaggerate a moment this big? Fans seem to think so. One Twitter user put it bluntly, Martell treats engagements like storylines. I'll believe it when I see a marriage certificate. Even Melody's silence on the subject spoke volumes. Many believe she knows Martell too well to take the rumors seriously, and some speculate she finds the entire situation laughable. Still, Martell's supporters argue that everyone deserves a fresh start, and maybe, just maybe, this time he's ready for one. But the engagement talk didn't just stir gossip, stirred jealousy within the cast. Love and Marriage, Huntsville was built to spotlight multiple couples, not just Martell's rollercoaster love life. Sources suggest the Scotts, in particular, weren't thrilled with him hogging the spotlight yet again. Which brings us to the million-dollar question. Was there ever a real proposal? Insiders are divided. Some insist there was never an engagement at all, just a clever PR stunt. Others claim it was real but short-lived, collapsing under the weight of Martell's reputation and ongoing drama. Whatever the truth, one thing is clear. Martell knows how to keep his name trending, whether it's by declaring ownership of the show or sparking engagement rumors. He understands that controversy equals relevance in reality TV, and just when it seemed like things couldn't get any messier, the fallout began rippling through the cast, production, and even raising questions about the show's future. From the cast's perspective, this latest stunt was a breaking point. Marcia Scott, who has had countless verbal clashes with Martell, reportedly saw the "I own this show" comment as arrogant and dismissive of everyone else's contributions. To him, the magic of love and marriage, Huntsville has always been the group dynamic: friendship, business, marriage, and conflict woven together. Martell, putting himself above the rest, threatens to unravel that balance. Letitia Scott wasn't impressed either. For her, the show has always been about building legacies and highlighting Black excellence, not who can cause the most chaos. And of course, there's Melody, who continues to shine as one of the most beloved figures on the show. Her independence, music career, and resilience post-divorce have kept fans invested. When Martell claimed ownership, many immediately rallied behind her. As one fan wrote online, "How dare Martell say the show is his when Melody is the only reason people even tolerate him?" Behind the cameras, the tension is just as real. Production insiders hint that Martell's statement rattled the cast so much that some threatened to walk off set, while others demanded more credit for their contributions. And while drama drives ratings, when the drama seeps into production politics, the risks get higher. Carlos King and OWN can handle heated arguments, but a fractured cast, that could be a franchise killer. Twitter threads, Facebook groups, and Instagram comment sections became battlegrounds the moment Martell made his ownership claim. On one side, fans argued that he was right: his scandals, affairs, and chaotic relationships had undeniably been the fuel that kept the show alive. On the other, critics dismissed him as delusional, confusing notoriety with true ownership. One viral comment summed it up perfectly: "Martell may be the villain, but villains don't own the story. They just spice it up." The engagement rumors only added gasoline to the fire. Some fans speculated that Martell staged the entire thing, strategically timing the buzz to overlap with his ownership claim, ensuring his name dominated both online debates and offline conversations. Whether intentional or not, the move worked, because here we are, still talking about it. But the spotlight didn't just burn Martell. His alleged partner suddenly became part of the spectacle, with people dissecting her every move, questioning her motives, and debating whether she was really in love or simply caught in the whirlwind of Martell's drama. And if the engagement collapsed as quickly as it surfaced, would the storyline collapse right along with it? Beyond the gossip, Martell's antics raised a bigger structural question: can love and marriage, Huntsville, survive if one person continually overshadows the ensemble? Reality TV thrives when multiple narratives overlap, giving viewers drama from different angles. If Martell continues to dominate, the balance risks tipping. One media analyst even warned that shows built around a single lightning rod figure eventually burn out audiences. Viewers want conflict, yes, but they also crave variety, and that leads us to the most critical point: the future of love and marriage. Huntsville. Insiders whisper that producers may soon face a tough decision. Do they rein Martell in, or do they let him run wild and gamble that chaos will keep ratings high? Either way, the series has reached a crossroads, and Martell's ownership claim may be the spark that forces major changes behind the scenes. But here's the kicker: as all of this unfolded, quiet rumors began circulating that Martell might be negotiating for a bigger role off camera. Could his bold declaration be less about ego and more about positioning himself for real production power? If that's the case, this isn't just about Martell demanding recognition. It's about him trying to shift from reality star to reality shot caller. Martell Holt has always been polarizing, and fans remain split. To some, he's the villain, the man who cheated, lied, and dragged his marriage through chaos, leaving collateral damage in his wake. To others, he's the unsung hero, the unpredictable force who keeps the series alive and impossible to ignore. The villain case writes itself. His marriage to Melody imploded on national television, and audiences watched betrayal unfold in real time. Every season since, Martell has sparked conversations about loyalty, ego, and accountability. His ability to charm while simultaneously stirring chaos frustrates viewers, but it also fascinates them. Hashtags like #MartellMess and #HuntsvilleDrama trend almost every time his name As one fan bluntly put it, Martell is entertaining, but he thrives on chaos. He's not a hero. He's the villain reality TV loves to exploit. But flip the script, and there's another view. For many fans, Martell is the reason the show works. His willingness to air his flaws, to show mistakes without a filter, and to take risks others wouldn't, makes the show feel authentic. In fan forums, supporters argue that his transparency, however messy, resonates because it feels real. Without Martell, this show would be boring, one supporter wrote. Another added, "He's not perfect, but he's real, and he makes the show worth watching." That's the paradox. Martell is both villain and hero, depending on where you stand. His presence forces other cast members to step up their own storylines, ensuring the narrative never goes flat. Even his latest moves claiming ownership, sparking engagement drama can be read in two ways: manipulative villain tactics designed to hog the spotlight, or strategic plays by a man trying to secure his legacy. What complicates the debate further is his timing. Martell has a knack for dropping scandals, declarations, and big moments at exactly the right time to trend. To some, that's proof of manipulation. To others, it's savvy brand management. Because in reality TV, irrelevance is the real enemy and Martell refuses to be forgotten. And yet, despite everything, the chaos, the scandals, the ego, Martell still commands a loyal following. His fans celebrate his resilience, his business hustle, and his ability to turn even negative press into relevance. That's why Martell Holt remains the lightning rod of love and marriage. Huntsville, he's messy, magnetic, and maddening, but above all, he's unforgettable. And producers know one thing: as long as Martell is in the mix, people will keep tuning in.